In this tutorial, we're going to be learning how to use Codeigniter 4. Alright, so basically Codeigniter is a small framework with powerful features. So basically it is a framework that is built on PHP. Alright, without further ado, let's just dive into it. So I'm on the Codeigniter website, official website. So the first thing we need to do is click on learn more. So once you click on learn more, we're going to be creating a project in Codeigniter using the composer way. That is to say, make sure you have Composer installed. If you don't have Composer installed, you can go ahead and search for Composer. Then install it. So basically, Composer is a package manager for PHP, such as something we have like npm for Node. We have Composer in this case. All right. So click on installation there. So what you're gonna do is copy this. Then you can go ahead and open your terminal and create your project where you want to create it. All right. So I'm going to be creating a project, and I'm going to call it CRF4. All right, so this is going to create a project for us. All right, so basically why this is creating, let's take a look at basic thing we're going to be looking at. We're going to be looking at the controllers and routing. Basically, yeah, we're going to be like the controllers and routing. We're going to be working with the models and also working with the database. Basically, MVC that we're going to be making use of. So this is like a pack tutorial for anyone that wants to learn Codeigniter. So if you are actually make sure you like, subscribe, and yeah, support the channel. Let's get to 1K subscribers. All right, so basically you can see we got into this issue that says xintl is missing. So basically the idea is we need to edit our php in the php configuration file. So let's head over to local disk. I think it's I'm using Laragon. If you're using XAMPP, head over to your XAMPP. And I think it's in this place. So look for PHP. So I have to look for the PHP init file, which is not it. Okay, I think this is it. So I'm gonna open this with Visual Studio Code. Yes, open Visual Studio Code. All right, so we have to search for the extension and I think activate it instead. So let's go ext what is it spelled? ext int, no, extension. Basically just search for intl. Yeah, this is it here. So what are we supposed to do? I think requires is missing from your computer. Oh, but is that okay? It's actually there. Okay, I think my composer is using the XAMPP PHP instead. So let's go to the XAMPP PHP here. What is it? PHP inno. I'm going to open this with Visual Studio Code. Okay. intl, yes. So I'll comment this. Okay, you can save this. All right. So what I want to do is now head over to your documents folder because it's going to create a project. So I'm just going to delete it. Okay, good. So once that is deleted, you can go ahead and clear this. And for confirmation, let's just reopen it again. So see the document, paste it. Then you can go ahead and do CR4. All right, so let's wait for this to finish up. All right, so our project has been created already. So I'm gonna open this in my PHP store. So I'm gonna open this open project. Name is CI4. By the way, it's Laravel I've got Laravel on the screen. So I'm gonna open it in this window. All right. Good. So let's take a look at the folder structure. So the folder structure now has a app, a public text, and the stuff in it. So the app folder here is where everything we are going to be writing is needed. So the controllers, as you can see, the models also, and also the views. All right. So first one I'll do is open the terminal here. And let's go ahead and do sorry, you have to do PHP Spark serve. Basically that's how you run Codeigniter using the terminal. You can run it using your XAMPP or this thing, but I prefer it in this way. So I should open this up in the browser. Can't I click on this? Okay, good. You can see we have Codeigniter here. So I'm just gonna see that here. Beautiful. So first thing I want us to do is head over to the env file, which is here. You can see it's an env file, but it is not saved as a .env file. So let's go ahead and do save as like .env. All right. Let's just click OK. All right. So we have .env here. So the first one on this is uncomment this environment here. I will set this to development. We should save this and we head over back there, refresh. Can see we have this little icon here. So this makes it easier for us to be able to debug anytime we have an error. Also, save files, available routes, event history, and yeah, whatever we need. Okay, so the first thing we want to look at is setting up controllers. All right, to create a controller, we can make use of terminal. All right, so I think for this tutorial we should create like a to-do list. I think that would be better. For the controller, we create a controller using the terminal. So controller are basically the logic of the framework. So we look at this. We have public index, which is welcome message, and this welcome message here is what is in this place here. So meaning if I should head over to somewhere like around there, and I do DevPrecious, but save this and I head over by the refresh, we're gonna see DevPrecious here. Good. So let's get and create our first controller, PHP Spark. Spark make, you can see it's close to private. Make controller, you can call this to do controller. Right, this is gonna create a controller for us, which is supposed to be right here. As you can see. So what we want to do is do return view, not view actually. It says a return hello world. All right, so we have return hello world in this place. And what we're gonna do is now to access it, I think we can head over and do slash to do controller. To do controller slash initially you are supposed to create a route. So I'm looking at a way we can access it instead without using the routes. So you understand what I'm trying to do. Index. All right, so I think this can't move on basically. All right, so let's head over back to the page. All right, so let's go ahead and create a route instead. So for our route is located in the config, then it is located in routes.php. So to create a route, we can go ahead and do route. So the route we want to create is a get request route. Then it's going to be to do, then our to do controller index. Save this, and we should head over back here and I do to do. Like I see we have hello world. Yes. So that's how we do. So how can we pass? That's how we work with controllers and routes. So basically, let's look at working with dynamic data. So you should have a public function that says edit. No, let's make it view. So and I want to pass an ID inside of it. So how am I going to do it? Let's just return the ID. All right, so return the ID here. So in the route here, so in the route here, we can go ahead and do routes get. So you can make use of the same URL. So to do, they want to make sure we pass in any. So if we should do none, that is saying okay, accept only numbers. So for now, let's accept only numbers. We want to do controller, not that sorry, comma to do controller of this. Then we have to specify something like this. So a white, so this is here is a wildcard, so we have to also specify it here. So if I should head over back here and need to do /1 We aren't getting what we're supposed to get. So let's refresh. Okay, that's why I said we should make use of this. So if I should check this, oh, we are moving to the index. No, let's move to the view instead. All right, so let's refresh this. You can see we have one. If I should put in now 5 here, we have 5. If I should put in a string here, we get a 404. Why? Because we said this should be a number. But if I should go ahead and do any means, you can basically pass anything inside it. So in most cases, I use any the most. And you can see our route here is telling us where to point to. All right, so example, go. You can also edit it from here. We're saying home. Go. You can see we are. Oh, beautiful. All right, good. So now we learn the basics of working with controllers. So let's look at how we can create views. All right, so for our home here, I'm going to be using Tailwind CSS. So for this one here, let's return a view, not this view, a view on its own, not this view actually, a view. So you're gonna call this all.p. No, we don't need to specify PHP there. We can just call it all. So for the views here, I'm gonna create a new file. I'll call it home.php. So I should head over back here /to-do instead. Because we have an empty stuff. All right, we have an empty stuff here. So let's go ahead. We can make HTML and say to do refresh. So our topic should have, yes, our title should have changed. And what we're gonna do is head over to the documentation. There's documentation. So I am just gonna close this. So I want to make use of layouts. Let's make use of layouts. Let's look at building responses. So we want to head over to view layout. And while that is loading, let's pick up Tailwind CSS. So for this Tailwind CSS, there's no special information I'll use it for Codeigniter. So we use the CDN. Okay. So we can just copy the CDN here, or we can put it here. Right, good. So for the view layout, the layout of views like any other. So basically, we don't want to like put in the headers or something like that. So we use view layouts. You're gonna see what I'm saying actually. So this is the view layout here. So what we want to do is in this view here, let's go to directory. We can call this layout. So inside this layout, we can call this app.php. All right, so inside the app.php, basically we can have everything that we have here. All right, so you can have everything that we have here. But in the body rather, we have to specify something called this render section. So render section should be content. So you can specify any name you want to give it. So basically content is what we use the most. It's like saying yield in Laravel. All right, so we have content here. So why we now need it is what we can do something like this extend. So we can go ahead and extend it. So let's do this extends. So while we extend it, we are sending not default actually, we are extending layouts dot app. Okay. So that's what we're extending. Then we can go ahead and specify a section, which is by saying this section. So what is the section name? I'll give it content. All right, so we can go ahead and let's write a basic Tailwind CSS stuff there. We can do it text blue 500. Hello world. All right, so we can go ahead and end this section here also. End section. Okay. Save this. Let's head over back there. Refresh. You see, we have another said cut on the of Codeigniter view extend. Is it extends or extend? Okay, extend instead, not extend. Save. So refresh. I'll say invalid files layout. Okay, I was doing the library. So let's use a slash instead. Yeah, so you see we have it here. So if I should do Control U, in this case, you can see everything is still here. All right, so basically for this, let's first design our layout. So I'm going to have a div of a grid. Let's say h square. Let's just place items center. So if I should save it and I check it out, so we should have an h in the middle. Good. So inside this h, I want to have div rounded should be medium, and shadow should be also medium. I want a paragraph of 3 inside of it, and last and not the least, specify a width of, let's say, 500 pixels. Okay, so refresh. So you have that. Good. So for this, I can say span dot text large student information. So we have student information in that place. Then here we can go ahead and do div of grid. Then also another div of grid. So for this grid, you are going to have a label name. We can go ahead and say student name. All right, student's name. And let's do input type of text. So we have to specify a border to be able to see our input. So I'll specify a border there. Save. So you can see that, because basically without the border now we can't see anything. You can see unless I click on it. See border, then you can make it padding of, let's say 2, rounded MD. I want to do focus. Outline should be none. So this outline that is here, but I focus on it, should disappear. So refresh. All right, good. Let's do space y of k. So I want a space between them. Good. And the student information, I'm just going to do padding top of 4. All right, go student's name. We can just copy this. Student's email, student number. All right, so this name, make sure we specify name, email, and number. All right, good. So we have that. And remember, we added a grid here. So the reason I added a grid here, so I can separate it also. Space y of 3. I say space xy. Space y of 3. Refresh. Good. And last but not the least, we need a button. So basically the button type of submit a px of, let's say, 6, py of 2, vg of purple 500, then there should be white, then it should be rounded LD. You can say submit. Refresh info. All right, so we have that. So we have that for our stuff, and just right under it too. Right under it, we want to, let's do include. We want to include, so we can make use of include. We want to include our to-do list .php. All right, to-do list.php. Under the views here, let's go and create a new file called to-do list.php. You can see hello here. Save this. Let's save this. If I should go back there, you see we have hello in this place. Okay, I think I'm just gonna cut this out because I don't know where the space is coming from. So refresh this. And where is it? So it's at that place. So it's at this place. Pretty sure we can do it. Okay. Let's just add it here. Basically, because this the UI is based on Codeigniter instead. So we want to have our to-do list in this place. So let's go back here. And let's do div. Basically, I'm just going to copy this. All right, so copy that. Okay, so we have that, and what I want to have is student name. All right, so let's make a div of flex. So div of flex. So this should be font should be bold. Font should be bold. You can say student name. Student name, because student email, our student number. Okay, so refresh. So that's what we have here. We can go and do, let's space them, space x, so let's say 6. Okay, that is good. Last thing I need is something I say action. All right, good. So since we have that, I can just copy this, paste this here. I can do a padding top of 5. So save this again. So we have that. Basically, let's change it to DevPrecious email at gmail.com. Student number 11001. Can give the number you want, and for this one, I want to make it this flex. So inside the flex, you want to have an a tag. So this will be a edit. I can say class px of 4, py of 2, bg, let's say blue, no, let's say purple, 500, text should be white. So we should go back and check it out. You see that's what we have there. If I should remove this, refresh, so I think I can just specify a padding instead. Okay, let's make, I think I can make it, I want it to be very long, so let's do px of 6. Okay, I think it's better like this, and I can have delete. It's not better until it is rounded. Yep, rounded MD. So this is going to be red, and it's going to be delete. All right, so you can see that one is out, so you can make this like 600 instead. All right, 600, and I'm gonna have space x, so let's say 6. All right, good. So basically we have this. What I want to do is the edit. So we want to do the edit. The edit should be this one here. So let's change this to edit. And let's return view, which is going to be edit. All right. So basically the edit is still going to be this. You can just copy this. For this, we're gonna create a new file called edit.php. Paste this here, and we don't need this. Yep. And yes, that is it. So I should go ahead and do /1. This is controller method view is not found. Okay, yeah, we change it to edit. So routes, I think we should make it more legit. So route this thing that we can make edit here. So we can gotta do edit /1. Okay, good. So we have the edit now, and the delete is just the normal delete stuff. All right, beautiful. So this is set up already. Let's go ahead and create a model, so that we're moving to the database part. So before we create a model here, we need to create a database. So I'm going to my Dragon here. As you can see, I have my Dragon running. So I'm going to go to my admin here. Okay, so I'm going to create a new database. Okay, new database. Alright, let's call it to do. Alright, so once that is done, let's go to our .env where we have our database. Let me see if I can comment this right. Nope. So we have to. So I have to select it. Okay, delete this. Alright. Okay, so our database is to do. So we don't have a password, and yeah, so that's basically everything that we need to do. So open up our terminal back. We need to create our model. So let's do PHP artist. Sorry, I said artist and PHP Spark. Make. So I want to see the commands make model. I'm trying to see if I can make a model and a migration together. So let's pick a model called to do with the flag right. So this only is the model for us. So we have to do make migration and for this create to do there. Okay, so for this migration here, I do read the documentation first because yeah, I think it's a little bit wide. So migration is here. So let's go to documentation. I think it's seems like yeah, database migration. Okay, good. Alright, so basically what I do most of the time is just copy this. Alright, so copy this. Then we want to do ID. So that is our number ID, which is the integer constraint of 5 on site to be true. Onto increments, then we want our student name. We don't need the text, so I'm just going to copy this. So this is the student email and student number. Okay, student number, then to do ID. So I'm going to create a table called to do's. All right, so don't forget the down. So the down is like when you want to refresh your migration. So this is going to be to do's. Save this. I'm gonna do PHP Spark migrate. So this will migrate our database for us. We should go back there, click on structure as we have our to do's here. All right, very good. So in the model also, you have to specify some basic stuff. In most cases, you don't use all this. So we have to change this to do ID because of our internet primary key is a to do ID. These are the increments allow feed. So the allow feed will allow is student name, student email, and student number. Okay, so yep, that is all for this place. Okay, it's good. So let's start processing what we want to do. So the first case I need to do is I need to turn this index. I need to make it a match case. So for that match, we need to specify either to be a get or post request because we are going to be sending a post request inside here. So that should refresh. Everything still works. So you have to go back to the to do controller. So what's the one of these? If this dot quest get method. So if it's actually post, if the method is post is a post request, they want to create some validation rules. So how do we create validation rules? So let's head over back here. And let's look at not this is either let's look for validation. Okay. All right, so validations are here. So form validation, to create form validation, we can use so this we're gonna use. So I'll say it as a rules. Basically, we can say student name should be required, and student email should be required, and student number should also be required. And this required, I think we can specify something like valid email. I think that's part of it. So basically, I should go down to the list of it. I believe there is a valid email there. Valid email. Yes, okay, I see. Valid email. All right, so we can cross-check this by saying if this validates, I think it validates or something. All right, so if not, so make it a not instead. So in case I also have an array here, so I'm going to pass the validation rules inside the array. I'm going to do data validation. This validator. All right, save this. Let's go back there and refresh. If possible, we have an error. So no error. I should send. Submit. Okay, this is not going to work because of this. I'm going to turn this to a form instead. Okay, form action. No action actually. Form method equals to post. Okay, so refresh. I should submit this. You can see everything is still working. So we need to show the errors actually. So right in this place, we can go to PHP if is set. So if is set validation, we can go to validation list errors. Okay, so I want to list the errors ending. All right, so last we need to do is pass the, we have to pass the data here. All right, so let's refresh and let's click on submit. You can see we have it right here. So what I can do is make this at least beautiful. So you can say PG background red 500, text should be white, padding of 2, then rounded should be ND. Okay, good. And you can notice that we have a student's name. There is something we can specify inside of it, if I can still remember, because it's been a long time I used Codeigniter. I'm just coming back to it. Okay, as you can see, I think I'll specify a name inside of it. So trying to figure out that I doing something like this. I say rules required, then label. Label should be student name. Okay, so let's try this again. All right, good. You can see it's working. So you can just go ahead and copy all this. We need a valid email address, student email, and also for this student number. So for the student number, we can actually make it accept running number, because as you can see, it is a number that we expect. So integer, so we use integer. Okay, so I'm just going to clear this error. So let's first go ahead and add something here. So this should not be a valid, and this should be a string. So let's submit. We still have student names required. Oh yes, because initially we were giving the email the number. That was what we passed in the name. So I just remembered, you can see name, email, and number. So this should be email instead. This should be number. Okay, I think that is okay. So let's try again. So let's remove the at, and let's make this a string. So click submit. You can see it must contain the valid email address. You said it must contain an integer, so our stuff is actually working. So let's go ahead and add to our database. So for that case, let's take a look at the modeling data. So using Codeigniter models. So what we want to do is saving data here. And basically we can just use insert. So in my case, after validating all this, I'm gonna do else. Sorry, else. I can do data to save. So data to save should be equals to student name, just like we have it in our database. Remember, so student name, student name, student number. So student name is going to be this get var. You can use get var or get post. So this is going to be name. So this is going to be student email. This is going to be email. And I just remember something about we did now, student number. So this will not actually work because the stuff is not correct. So right after this, we have to pass in request. Okay, because now is now showing. So right here we now have to do new. Let us create model equals to new to do model. So we're gonna do model create. Sorry, not create. Insert. So we're going to insert data to save. Okay, so basically we can do something like if that is true, we can return redirect. So then there will be sources that says to do added. Okay, so this should direct takes in a route. So what route are we going to? So I'm going to be going back to do. Is it to do? I named it. Let me check. Okay, to do. All right, good. So now our home here, I'm going to do PHP if is set. Okay, and it's not a set of knowledge. We are going to make use of session actually. So it's a session. Okay. So during session data, so if session as trying to see. Okay, so we can go and do something like if session as or hold on. Let's take a current direct to it. So URI UUT. Okay, we can direct. And it's not anything like a direct with. No, so basically this redirect with I'm not sure it actually work. Okay, so what I think what we're gonna do is let's edit that back. So now to do controller here, instead of using this, so basically instead of using all this, Let's get on this session. Equals to session. All right, so we have a session helper. All right, I got on this session set flash data. So SCCSS success. I say to do added. So we can get another return back. So you want to go back to where we are coming from. Return to direct back. Okay, then for this one, we can go ahead to if session get. So if there's a session like that, I want to copy this actually. Paste this here, then let's do PHP and if. Yep, that's not what I'm going to use. I'm going to make this session get success, then this is going to be green instead. All right, good. So let's head back there. Let's refresh. So let's go ahead and add this. So save. You can see to do has been added. So I should go back to database, refresh. You can see we've added our to do. Nice. So first one is done. So now let's render our stuff outside. So remember that we have this array here. With this array here, we can go ahead and do something like, I'm very sure we can call the model here again. So let's do new to do. All right, so let's say to do's equals to model dot get, I think it's get or okay, find all. So basically this will fetch all the data for us. Then we can handle data to do. So we append this to the array equals to do's. Good. I remember I'm already passing it in this place. So let's go back to the so in the to-do list here. So we're going to come down here. So we're going to do PHP for each to do's as to do. Okay. PHP and for each actually. And let's see if we have an error. So we should refresh. There's no error. I see we have just one. I think it was meant to be 2. So yeah, we can go and do students name. Okay. Can see we have student name, and it's always recommended that you make use of ESC. So ESC is to prevent XSS injection. So also for this ESC to do students email actually. And we just want to copy this student number. All right, nice. So we have this. You can see this is getting out of space. So let's just make it in 800 instead. Okay. So we have the remember we have this semi-bold. The bold is too much. Okay, good. All right, so for the edits here, I want us to move to remember our route is it edit slash, I'm pasting there, so ID instead. So edit slash ID refresh. So I have an error that says ID is not found. Yes, I think it's to do ID. Okay, good. So I should click edit. Okay, so we are in this place. I think it's to do slash edit. Okay. So let's go back. Okay, let's click edit. Okay, good. And let's just add another information here. So okay, yeah, by the way, my name is Precious. Okay, so we have that. You can see we are having that type of stuff. So we can go ahead and open type of form. Okay, good. Initially, I'm supposed to use a Tailwind what? This is Codeigniter tutorial, not Tailwind CSS. If you want to learn Tailwind CSS, I have a video down below. You can go ahead and watch it. Go ahead and watch it. All right. So let's make use of the edit. So once you've clicked on edit like that, and we're in the edit page, the first thing you want to do is, as usual, create a data like this where we store our array. Then once you have the model, that has a new to do. So this model here, we can go ahead and do singular because it is a one data. So fetch one data. We can go ahead and do model find ID. So the reason why we are able to use find is because remember we set our primary key in this place here. We used to like RDB, we don't set our primary key, it's not going to work. So primary key is needed. So if I go ahead and do data to do equals to do. So we can go ahead and pass it here. Always make sure we pass it here. So we color. Let's go to the edit. So once we're inside here, what we want to do is add a value. So that value is going to be ESC. And let's do to do student name. Refresh. Okay, I think the error is the PHP store itself. So let's ignore that. Paste this. This should be email. Last and not the least, this should be number. Let's make this update. Right, so you can see we have that one. So if I should go ahead and click on 2, you can see we have it. Good. So for the route again, let's make this a match. So this is going to be get and a post request. All right, good. So for this one, basically we have to copy this. So we have to validate it also. So if this request gets method equals to post, so this then we can go and do if not validate. So if rules is not validated, we can go ahead and pass in data validation equals to this dot validator. Right. So basically what we have here. And in the home, I'm just going to copy this, add it to the edit. Right. So I think that should work now. So remove this and I click on update. Okay, it won't work here because edit, you have to make it a 4. Method should be post request. So refresh. Let's delete this and let's update. Right, you can see it's working now. Good. So why is this not showing me error? Why the others are not showing errors? Right? Okay. So once that is done, we can go ahead and do else. Model equals to new to do. We can go ahead and do model. I think there's something like update. So the update passes in an ID. So our ID. Then what do we want to update? So I'm going to do data to update. So basically just like the previous one, I'm just going to copy everything here, paste it here, then we are going to pass in data to update. And just like the other one too, if this is successful, okay, so let's grab this, paste it here, and say data updated. So refresh, nope, refresh. I'm going to update this name, click on update. Yep, that has been updated. I can see your immediate machine. So the last one I do is now the delete. Okay, so delete is like one of the easiest things to do. So we're going to do route, make it a get request. Initially you make it a delete request, but this place I'll just make it a get request to do the other delete. So let's say any. All right, so any comma to do controller, this is going to be delete. All right, so let's go and create delete public function delete. You should pass in an ID. So on that ID, what I want to do is first get it to do. So let's say at the top here, we can say model equals to new to do. So model, you can say model find ID. So if the ID is the to do data is actually available, we can go and do something like to do delete. Okay, no, not that one. Model, sorry, delete ID. Return direct. We don't need a session yet, so let's return direct back. Else, we can go ahead and let's say return 4. Okay, so let's refresh. So initially, I should go ahead and do something like delete slash 5. We have a for because we don't have a post and a to-do list with 5. You only have 1 and 2. So basically, I can delete all this. Okay, I can't delete that actually. Yeah, we have to go to the home, not home actually, to-do list. Let's copy this, paste it here. So let's change this to delete. Refresh. So you should click delete, deleted, click delete, deleted. So if I should check my database, nothing is there. So again, I add something back. All right, bravo. So basically, this tutorial has covered how to make use of controllers, views, and models. And so if you find this tutorial useful, please make sure you subscribe, you do notification bell, and get into 1K subscriber. See you next time. Peace. God with you. Inshallah.